Alright guys, we're going to do a different combination today to show you. We're always working on different combinations. We just show you a little bit of what we do. But Joe's going to go with a 2, which is going to be a right cross, a 3, left hook, 6, right uppercut. And I'm going to try to get over there quick enough for him because he's going to be pop, 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 pop. 2, 3, 6. Alright. 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 Good job. So you got to work on your combinations, guys. We'll do this for hours. Not hours, but 15 minutes about at a time because I can't keep going. We'll do a couple more of these. We'll do a few, 3 more of them. But to show everybody. But I'll go about 10, 15 minutes. Then I have to stop. Joe will move on to something else. Then I can come back because I always tell you guys I'm damn near 100 years old. I've outlived 3 vampires and I'm old. So can't move and don't have the longevity. Oops, didn't get it back up there for you. Sorry, son. All right, stay off of me a little bit. All right. Okay. There you go. Good job. So he's not going so fast on me either, not hitting so hard. But when we do pad work, just give me like little 1-2s, little. Pop, 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 pop. I don't do that. We don't do that. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that. We do this like when, just do the 1-2s like we're doing the the cardio type. All right, we'll do that. But we'll do it like 30 seconds or a minute, and then we'll do pop, 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 pop for 30 seconds or a minute. We do that. And I'm not saying what other people are doing are wrong. What I'm saying is that for our style and our philosophy, every single punch you throw is what?
Coming with bad intentions.
Yeah.
Going with bad intentions.
Yeah. You're throwing everything with the bad intentions. And you're throwing everything like a sledgehammer, right? All right. So that's what we do. So he's hitting. Of course, you don't get to see that much of it in its viciousness with me working these pads with him, but it still helps him with the coordination a little bit. Gives me a big workout. But we'll do it again. 2, 3, 6. All right. And see, I'm having trouble getting this back and over here by the time he gets there with the uppercut. So it's, it's out there a lot, but it's because I can't get inside quick enough for him. Where a younger guy, hopefully we'll have some younger people in the U.S. that are going to be working because we're going to be beating everybody up in a few weeks here. Good job. And notice he's always moving. You got to move. You got to be moving. So it's a lot of things we don't see today. So if you see us doing something different, we got different things we do. Just because your guy ain't told you to do what we do, doesn't mean that your trainer's totally right. Because the guys that's come in, what's the basic style I've taught them to fight with? What guy to fight like?
Tommy Hearns.
Tommy Hearns. See, I'll sit and get somebody to be able to, stand more erect, throw a jab, throw it up, bang, with that right if they're left-handed, vice versa. And but with Joe, I don't do that. It's got a good, strong, heavy punch, so we do things different. So different strokes for different folks. Alright, we're going to show a 7, a 2, and a 3. Good job. Alright, we're going to do a 7 and a 6 and a 3. So it'll be a 7, which is going to be a jab, a 6, it's going to be a right uppercut, and a 3, it's going to be a left hook to the body. So do it one more time slowly. 7, 6, 3. Alright. Ready? That's me not being able to get the pads up. Alright, hold on. Sorry, Joe, I didn't get it up quick enough then either. Yeah. Didn't get it again. Try better next time. Alright. Good job. It's the pad holder that's got problems. Alright guys, Joe's going to do a round of push-ups. I probably go with a push-up. You going with the push-ups first?
Yeah.
Alright, he's going to go with the push-ups first. And so I don't have to keep moving the camera up and down. And then he's going to do body weight squats with calf lifts at the end of them. And do the squat and the calf lift. So just go a little slower with the calf lift, try to get a little bit of work in. 150 ain't much, but we're going to do about 150 here, unless he gets giddy. Now, I've sat down here and you never know what you're going to get. I sat here one day and said, oh, we're going to do a couple hundred push-ups. He did 1,000. That's a couple of times we've done that. So we'll see how it goes. And I just want to tell everybody at the beginning, if you see the numbers that we're doing, this is from the willy bag system. I always keep something pinned up or on the heavy bag so you can see it. I'm going to come over here. But these are the series of numbers that we use. And if you think it'll work for you, do it yourself. Jose Torres, Floyd Patterson, Tommy Morrison, Mike Tyson use this same number system, and many countless other fighters have. So we use it because Joe fights in a style that's somewhere in between all those guys that I just mentioned, and so Joe likes the system, I like it too, so we use it. So if you're watching a fight and you hear somebody going, a 7, a 3, 4, something, different combinations of numbers, they may have switched these numbers or they may have these same numbers. So it's good to have a system where you can call some numbers and other people don't know what you're doing. Right now we're doing it on the traditional number system, and but of course we will change these numbers up. These numbers will be changed up. We go into a fight, we may switch the sides of them, and the odds are the even and the evens are the odds, or may switch them top to bottom on each side. There's a lot of combinations that can be used there, hundreds and hundreds of combinations. And we want to tell everybody we hope you have a wonderful 4th of July weekend. We hope everybody's safe and secure. those that are fortunate enough to be able to go on vacation, we hope that you have safe travels and a safe vacation and get home safe. And if you're not, and you like me most of my life, most of all of my life, other than when my father was living, we always went to the beach. We went to Myrtle Beach and would have a great, excellent time. That was back in the day when Myrtle Beach was a very safe, secure place. It wasn't a bunch of rowdy, it was more amusement park type and family oriented before it got screwed up in the 90s, and from the 90s onward. Now they took the pavilion and all that down, no more amusement rides, because Myrtle Beach couldn't sustain all the junk that it was bringing with it. So I don't know what it's like now, other than I know that most of those places have been taken down that would amuse kids and teens that could act like they got some sense. And it's just a crying shame. But at any rate, we hope everybody has a wonderful time, no matter if you're able to go somewhere. If you're working, we hope that your time at work, a lot of people, they stay home, they do, they can't afford to do anything, so they go out to eat. If you're working in a restaurant, and it's busy that time, we hope that it's not so bad on you if you're working, and or whatever you're actually doing. And I just want to stress that. Now, if you're in America and you're an American hater and you're in the boxing community, be well apprised that you're going to get beat up if you do that around us. You will get beat up if you're around us. We'll either run you out of the gym you're in with a very polite, "It's time for you to go now," and that'll be the route that 99 out of you 100 take. And if you get in the ring with Joe, he'll do an attitude adjustment on you and show you how great America is, from somebody who's been somewhere and fought his whole life to get back to America, which is coming soon. So, and of course, most people in America in the United States don't realize how good you got it, even if you're living in a crappy area, because you haven't ventured out in the world and see how shitty a lot of the world is, other than maybe Russia or Japan is very nice. The Western world is a crap hole, and hate to be ugly about it, but it's a crap hole. You might as well be eating sand in the Middle East or down here in South America going through the hell people go through. And people in the U.S., they complain, "Oh, my medical insurance." Well, you can have medical insurance in a third world nation and have to wait maybe two or 3 weeks to get in to see somebody. The person you see is not a real doctor, and they just take some notes for you to 2 or 3 months later be able to see a real doctor. You just don't know what you're going to get, if you can find anything at all. And minor things. People die in the third world of minor things. You get an abscessed tooth. You see in the newspapers all throughout South America and Central America, You know, 3 people died this week due to abscessed minor tooth infections, mouth infections. That surgery, people dying on the surgery table because the doctors aren't real doctors. I mean, it's just amazing, and I could go on and on about the different systems. There are no police. Joe, who's the park police?
Huh?
Who is the park police?
Us.
Yeah,
You
see,
are the
yeah.
sheriff and I'm just a deputy over there.
Well, basically, that's, you heard that. I hope you heard it.
Nobody else.
Who's the neighborhood cops? Us, see. There is no protection. So, a lot of these Indians choose to play cowboys and Indians, and you know how that's always worked out. Of course, we've been damn near scalped several times, stitches, broke bones, stabbed, bunch of stuff. Me and Joe both, and Joe's going to be coming back home from an area that's way tougher than Baltimore or Compton or Detroit City, and Chicago and places. So the reality is, when you're in the safety of the U.S., there's a lot to appreciate. There's downsides. There's downsides to everything. A lot of times there's too much control in the United States. But I'm going to tell you right now, 2 places I can speak for is Colombia and the United States. Fireworks should be banned from now on. There should be no fireworks unless they're governmental or the fire departments are doing them or something, because here they just get fingers blown off all the time. I just saw a video. I don't know where this young black woman was on a bus, public transit, sitting in the back of the bus. I hate everybody and lights this, you know, one of the big boys that, you know, was like the shooting star fireworks, and sets that off in the bus. It shoots up at the driver. Everybody's freaking out. And if your society can't handle fireworks, you don't need to have them. And I just told, you know, me and Joe were just talking about it. Had that young black girl been on there and did that on the bus, and we were on that bus, she would have got the crap beat out of her. And I don't mean like, you know, a whooping. I mean, she would have got seriously hurt. Seriously hurt. There were 15 or 20 people on that bus. I don't know if y'all saw the video. I just saw it earlier today, but we don't allow stuff like that around us. If we see it, we're going to stop it. And it looked like people saw her going to light it, and nobody was doing anything. And if you're in the United States or here in Colombia, Colombia's fixing to get a good dose of citizen vigilantism, because this new president that's going to come in on August the 8th is encouraging it. It's going to be a different day. They're putting up 11, you know, El Salvador has one huge supermax prison. They're going to put 11 of them up here in Colombia and get the military on the streets. And I'm, you know, not big on military policing, but if your society can't act right, I'll tell you where I think the military should be: Atlanta. I hate to say this, and you call me right, anywhere is the majority of black people, that's where they need to be. Detroit, Los Angeles. And it ain't all black people, so don't get on my ass on that. Don't be dumb. There's a lot of white people in that mix. If they're down there in the Everglades raising hell and killing each other, and the police won't handle it, you need guardsmen or military out there to handle it. It's just a simple process. So that's what we do. It's what we believe, and we love peace. We like the chaos and the fight to go on in the ring. We don't want it going on in the neighborhood. And we're going to come back. We're going to beat up everybody in Durham, in North Carolina. We're going to beat up everybody in Greensboro, Fayetteville, Charlotte, and any other places in between. They misbehaving down there in Wilmington, we go to the gyms in there and beat people up. It don't make no difference where it's at. And we don't care who you are. You could be the white golfers in Pembroke Pines, Southern Pines, North Carolina. You got a boxing ring, we would love to come down there and beat you white boys up too, see. Problem is, you don't see too many white boys in the boxing gyms no more. So we're going to light your fires when we get back. How many you got?
180.
180? You gonna do 200?
I was thinking about 250 if I had enough time.
Alright, he's gonna do about 250 maybe. You got all the time in the world. If this video runs over, I'll just cut the video. You can just keep going. We've already done a whole bunch of stuff today. And if you're an aspiring young fighter and you're 17 years old like Joe is, do what Joe's doing. You will have a superior work rate to that of your peers. Hell, if you're 25, do what Joe's doing and you'll have a superior work rate. You see, a training camp for us would be no more than adding more running or rope work to what we normally do. That'd be it, just a little bit of that. The rest of the stuff, he's in a training camp every day, 5 days a week. Most every week I try to hold him back on a Saturday and definitely on a Sunday. But it's good to get to 2 days to recuperate. You got to have some recuperation time. You see these, 16 to 18 years old, they're amateur boxing. They said they get 50 push-ups at the gym. It's like a big thing. And we're just way above and beyond that. You got to do more work outside of the gym than you even do inside of it if you're an amateur, a young amateur. This video is kind of, I'm gonna let you do these push-ups and just on our own to do the squats because we're pulling up on 20 minutes.
Okay, I'll just do 30 more push-ups and call it.
What would that be, 200?
250.
250? I'll stop the video at that. Yeah, I'm gonna stop, no, you know what, I'm gonna keep it running. We'll just put a long one out. If there's but one person that wants to watch this, that it motivates them, it'll be worth it. I'll just keep the thing running while you're doing the squats.
50 other squats in 15 minutes or so.
Well, just do it in the time frame that you want to do it in. I ain't worrying about it. I'm just going to go ahead and post it all up. You see that handsome fella guarding the doorway there? That's Rocky. So it's really 3 cops out here. And let me, how many more push-ups you got to do?
10.
10. You go ahead and do those 10. I'm going. I'm going to tell you guys a little story about Rocky over there. I was down here about, I don't know, 4 or 5 blocks up here. And there's a basketball court out there. Can't remember what got it all riled up, but 3 drug guys came up and they tried to rob me. And Rocky here was 10 and a half months old. So he was still a kid. And they got me in that, tried to get me in the basketball court, and I had Rocky with me. And when Rocky finished with them, there was blood all over that basketball court. And them guys were nowhere to be found. He turned into a werewolf. Anyway, I just wanted to tell that story because I don't really, I think maybe I told it here a long time ago, but Rocky is the bomb. He's an old fella now. He was just a baby then.
He would still do the same now.
Oh, he'd be worse now.
Mm-hmm. He would actually tear.
Oh, he'd actually rip them up, yeah. And folks, when I say it was 3 guys, one of them grabbed a great big rock. When I say rock, it was about this big and was coming at me like this. Another guy had a stick. And the other guy had a broke off beer bottle. And how Rocky didn't get hit nor I with any of that stuff is a miracle. But Rocky tore him up. You're a good fella, buddy. We love you. I love you, my boy. Yes, I do. We'll give him one just a little bit. Always deserving treats. Yeah, we love you, Rocky. My baby boy. Talking about how heroic you are. All right, son, before he gets on a full body lick. I shouldn't have got him so worked up. Now you see what's going on here. You see how he's lifting. So that's what he's doing the whole time. Pulling back just a hair on the dumbbell work we do. Joe knows his body, and he's like, Dad, I'm feeling like it's taking too much. It's taken from him, not given to him. So we're pulling back from, we're still doing a lot of dumbbell work, more dumbbell work than hell, probably 80% of the fighters out there. But we'll get back on them, you know, soon. But pull back off of that a little bit and doing more just basic calisthenics and whatnot. A lot of burpees, a lot of rope work, you gotta run, a lot of stuff you gotta do.
It's working a little better this way.
Is it? Very good.
All right, boy.
Now, have to hold on. You got about 15, 20 more minutes to go, Rocky. And we always do a cool down by walking the dog over to the park. You don't want to get muscle acidity going throughout your body. You want to let it sit where it's at and let it naturally work its magic and do its deal. So we do not, if you're having a good calisthenic day, doing rope work, as I see a lot of guys now, they're doing rope work as a cool down, and I'm like, no, we don't. I was never really taught to do that, and maybe something I don't know, but till it's explained to me that I can get it in a good way, we're not going to do it. And we are blessed right now. I'm feeling some cool air come through this house. You feel that cool air coming through here?
Yeah, pretty soon.
It's cooling off a little bit. It's the boys so hot around here all year round. It's cooling off here right now. Hopefully it'll get a little down to 60 or something tonight. We lived in another place, and when it would cool down, it was more like a desert, and when it would cool down, it cooled down pretty good, but still had to have the air conditioners going. Of course, we don't have air conditioner right here at this place, but when we were there, the average temperature was 95 to 105 every day, so we had it. Thank the Lord we had it.
Well, it's a little humid over there too.
Yeah, it's humid. Very humid, but not as much as here, but it was a humid, deserty type. That's weird. You know, you're down here near the equator, things start getting different. And I don't know what's going on with the moon. I've generally hadn't been a moon follower where I go up and look up at the moon every night, but we've been looking up at the moon here lately, and damn, one night it'll be on one side of the park, and the other night it'll be on the other side. It looks like drastic movements with it. Now I don't know if that's normal down here or what, because I hadn't concentrated on looking at the moon. When I was a kid, I did, because when I was a kid, we supposedly put a man on the moon, and then had the moon missions after that, where they're supposedly up there. I'm beginning to believe I don't think that really took place. Might have landed something up there, but I don't think man's went up there. A lot of reasons for that too. A lot of logical reasons. Once a fellow starts looking at that, it doesn't make sense at all. No scientific sense at all. Then again, a lot of things don't make no scientific sense. Got to looking at Stephen Hawking. They said, oh, he's the smartest man that ever lived, smarter than Einstein and all this. And of course, he was 26, 27 years old and got ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease. And, everybody else, if they make it over 5 years after they get diagnosed with it, they've beat the disease longevity. In other words, it's been a miracle that they live longer than 5 years. And this guy supposedly lived 55 years after getting it. And I just watched a documentary on him, and they were, when he would talk, he'd be like that. And there would always be one guy that could translate that gibberish, because he couldn't move, supposedly, his mouth to talk and whatnot. And then the things up there placed to the side of his head, and how that picked up what he was saying is beyond me and beyond scientists, computer or biological scientists or doctors. They can't, In other words, when men of science, learned men, look at him and look at him objectively, it's almost as if he was just planning to say there was no God. Basically as a propaganda tool for Satan. Nothing he said really made any sense, and that Neil deGrasse Tyson, or Tyson deGrasse, or whatever it is, the black astronomer, he's a Fruit Loop as well, and he's the one that supposedly spent all his time with Stephen Hawking, and he's the guy that's been telling us for the past 3 years gender is a fluid thing. There's no science behind gender, and throwing all the biology in the garbage can. And I'm like, what kind of idiot is this? And that's what got people to looking at Stephen Hawking, and so you have to be careful what you believe in anything, in boxing, in anything. You have to be careful. Let people show you. We were talking about mental illness this morning, and mental illness was not a thing until the 1850s in England, when people were suffering of what was called something they still haven't explained thoroughly, but they called hysteria. It's some crazy stuff, and and how that's progressed to being chemical imbalances, yet nobody knows what there's nothing to judge, and there's nothing balanced chemically that they know of that they can say is even imbalanced. And putting Ritalin and one other drug in 3/4 of the boys growing up in the first world, because boys will be boys, and they're all messed up in the head and suffering tremendously from being drugged and doped up in kindergarten through elementary school and such. And how much of a charlatan quackery psychology is, you know. And then, you know, we had Tyson Fury come out, I'm mentally ill, I'm mentally ill. Then the boy running, couldn't run fast enough behind him to claim he was mentally ill was Ryan Garcia. Now it's a badge of honor to walk around in the boxing community saying you're mentally ill. And what the hell do you really mean by that? What is your mental illness? I mean, what is really wrong with you as an individual? And I'm not saying there aren't people that are messed up. There are. But what I'm actually telling you is these drugs, these SSR drugs, for example, depression drugs, causing way more damage for the help that they're doing. It's just a quack charlatan science. They're snake oil salesmen. Stay away from them. Most people, not everybody, but most people that are depressed, and that's another thing, they got 30 different kinds of depression now. Depression is a natural occurrence. You have to zap out of it. It used to be that in the United States, for example, prior to probably the 1890s, when things started getting mechanized so much, you might have to work 3 hours to get a breakfast prepared before you went out in the field to work all day. It was a hard life. And people didn't have time to be depressed and mentally whacked out. And when somebody would mentally whack out, maybe they'd come up on the wrong end of a whip or something like that, and they'd get handled and straightened out. That's why in England they call fist fights, for example, straighteners. They're going to straighten this guy out. That's where the term comes from that they use still to this day, is from straightening somebody that's being crazy out. And of course today, you know, you got to coddle everybody and placate them. And in my day, they'd whip your ass with a wooden paddle. And it was nothing to be took out in the hall and have your ass handed to you by 2 or 3 teachers. You know, and all the craziness got settled quickly. And there would always be a boy that would be real rowdy. He might be out there getting his ass tore up 3-4 times a week, but he kept getting it tore up till his behavior corrected. In this world today, you know, it's let everybody freak out, go crazy, and then they wonder why people go in and shoot schools up and shopping malls, and especially on the black community's end, why there's so much terror in the black communities. You know, they're just brainwashing everybody. I don't know about you, but if an Irishman, if the Irishmen were killing off each other, taking each other out and in droves, and then a German police officer came in there and locked an Irishman up for attacking another or doing some other nonsense, I wouldn't think that was racist at all. I would be shocked that the Irish community would jump up and be angry with the German policemen that are coming out there trying to secure the Irish neighborhoods. You see how sick that is? And they're doing it to all of us, brainwashing all of us to many, many extents. So young people, you be wary of it. You're the generation that's coming up now that's wanting to know truth. And thank goodness for you. You and the younger generation that are wanting to know it, not buying into the BS that my generation bought into.
I got 180. 70 more to go.
You gonna do 70 more? All right.
To get 250.
All right.
I'm going much slower than I decided a little bit.
Well, you take the time that you need. We'll get it all in. And Joe, having the pleasure of growing up with an old father, he comes to me all the time. If you see something, you come to me, what do you say? I don't know if this is true or not.
Yeah.
And we sat down and try to figure it out.
Never assume anything is true.
Yeah.
And always ask questions.
Yep, always ask questions and never assume anything.
The biggest thing. You never know anything unless you ask.
Yeah. And even in the boxing community, watch a fight when it comes out. Listen to the sound of it. The older fights, I would suggest you do this. If you find an older fight where you know it's got the commentary in it, in other words, the broadcasters, the ring announcers, the play-by-play guy and whatnot, just go watch fights. Watch 10 different fights. Have the sound off on it. You watch the fights. You score the fights. Don't go to knockout fights. Just go to fights that went 15 rounds or 12 rounds. You know, now 12 rounds or 10 rounders. And then go back and watch them again and cut the sound on and listen to these nutcases. It'll generally be a former champion boxer, and they'll sit there and argue a little bit with the news guy, you know, the boxing news announcer guy, and maybe a third wheel there. It's usually 3 folks. And sometimes you're watching a completely different fight than they're announcing to you. Maybe not sometimes, maybe most times. And I showed Joe, I said, go watch this fight with the sound off. Let me know what you think. Oh, fighter A manhandled fighter B. Not even close. Now I go back and look at the sound. And he said, yeah, I can see how they can make you believe that the guy that's losing the fight is actually winning the fight. Easily. It's so easy how the suggestion can be put into you. So always be checking and thinking. You know, if you're young and you're in school, don't take what every teacher tells you or teaches you. Don't take the book as etched in stone. Of course, you young people, you got online now. Go look and say, is there another side to this? And maybe you find that there is. And maybe you find that you're getting hoodooed in all of it. A big thing in the United States is teaching false biology. There's no genders no more, this kind of crap, stuff like that. So it's false science and false history. And they can about get any of us to believing anything. But the thing they're not going to want you to believe in is on Jesus Christ. They'll sit in the classroom and let you talk about Muhammad or the Buddhist principles or Hindu stuff all day long. The only thing they don't want you talking about is Jesus Christ. So sit back and think about that for a while. And then ask yourself, why do they get so angry about it? You know, what angers them so much? And explore those options. Got it?
Yep.
It was 250 push-ups, 250 calf lifts, and body weight squats. We love you guys. Again, we hope everything's real safe for you over the weekend, and we'll see you soon. And remember, up in here, Christ is King, Lord, and Savior with us, and we hope He is up in where you are.